And welcome to another grumpy old man. A little bit cold, Steve.
It's really cold. It's cold outside, it's cold inside.
When we say cold here in Thailand, we're talking, it's getting as low as, I'd say 20 degrees. What's 20 degrees in Fahrenheit?
Not a clue.
It's somewhere between...
It's in the 50s. I would guess in this room it's in the 50s right now.
Yeah, this is like Antarctica in here. I think it's down to 19.
And I anticipated it. I wore Levi's instead of shorts. I wore Levi's.
You covered up your legs.
Because I knew it was going to... It's been cold outside, God, for a week. The weather's been really chilly for about a week. And I knew in here it's cold
and wet.
On a hot day. It's cold on a hot day. Yes, cold and damp. Nothing's drying. I've got like 7 turtles in process because nothing will dry. So I'll start a new turtle and wait for it to dry, and it won't dry. So I'll start a new turtle. My house smells of wet cardboard. And
other things.
Yeah.
You try washing the sheets and towels for 6 beach houses at the moment.
Washing sheets? Is that something one does?
Well, yeah, I usually change the sheets for the customers at least once a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I've ever washed the sheet.
You wonder where the smell comes from.
Yeah, well, that's one reason I sleep alone, I guess.
We should say hello to CK. Thank you very much for the lovely banyan-tied shirts. Here are some photos of other banyan-tied shirts, which I put in later on the edit. Oh, this is Steve Ross.
Hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. And this is Tim Newton, if we didn't say it already.
And we've got links in the description to Steve's books, which you can still buy. He wrote them, about 120 years ago. But
at least.
They're still quite interesting.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate the review.
One is actually a real book. The rest are e-books.
Depending on where you buy them. The first couple of books were published back in the day by a real publisher, and they were printed on paper and sold at the airport and the bookstore. Now, no, but you can find them. Now it's all e-books, but you can find those original 2 books if you look for them in used bookstores around the kingdom. And in a few libraries. I was surprised back when I lived in the States that somehow 5 or 6 copies of my books have made their way into
the
libraries.
National Washington Library.
Well, somewhere.
The Library of Congress.
Various little... Somebody came to Thailand, bought my books, and went home, and then gave their books, or they died, and their kids gave their books to the local library. Somehow my books have found their way into libraries in the United States, and I'm very flattered.
Nobody's burnt them yet? These are...
Well, I don't know. There's no record kept of that. People might have burned them. But now they're available on Amazon as ebook editions, and one, yes, thank you, Leaving Thailand, printed on paper. Thank you for the plug. I appreciate that.
My pleasure. And
who else? We've plugged Banyan Tide.
Well,
I would be wearing a Banyan Tide shirt, but this is the black and white banyan-tied shirt, and I'm running out of other black clothes. We've been in mourning for a while, so, but otherwise I was going to wear that shirt right there.
So, talking about the wearing black or muted colours during this time, you feel very happy to participate in this mourning?
Yes, of course.
Right.
Yes.
And you will do it for a year or for...
Well, I don't know. I will follow Chamnan's lead. When Chamnan starts to wear red and pink again and yellow, I will wear them. This I was worried about, but I think there's enough black here to make the point. And yeah, I think, I want my neighbors to want me to be here. I want them to appreciate my presence. I want to try to be a good guest. We have had this conversation before on the term guest. And certainly I don't contribute financially in any real meaningful way to this community. I'm not renting a big condo. I'm not a member in the golf club. I haven't bought a car here or even a motorcycle. So I try to contribute by learning to speak Thai, observing the niceties. I go on the holy days to the temple, and I just try to get along and fit in. So wearing black at this time, I think, is a gesture that is appreciated. I hope it is.
Yeah, I certainly take the lead from the Thais around me. The Thais around me are not participating as such. A few of them wearing the little black ribbon,
yeah.
which I've been doing as well from time to time. Yeah. But again, I'm sort of taking the lead from those around me. Yeah. But if you've got a staff member who is fully committed and into wearing the black and the grey, then I get it. You'd take the lead.
A lot of, the Chayan metal sheet, the local hardware store, those ladies are all in black still. And I think they have commented when I've come in a black shirt and gang, they appreciate that. But yeah, I think look at your neighbors and do what they do.
Okay, so by the way, Banyan Tide, thank you, CK, and I will send you the invoice. There is a link in the description of this video for the Amazon links, and if you use the code Tim Newton, all one word, you'll get a huge discount. Yeah. And as Steve found out, if you're not wearing a Banyan Tide shirt and you're travelling to the United States, they won't let you in at the moment.
No, they'll pistol whip you at the counter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's on you.
Yeah. Take your chances. Pay your money, take your chances.
Interesting, a lot of people, there's a lot of talk about visas and the changes to the extensions to visa
too much
exemptions.
Talk. Oh my God, I'm sick to death of it.
So I spent an hour on it yesterday and still people going, I didn't quite understand.
Yeah.
Really? What do I have to do?
Well, this other YouTuber says that, blah, 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 blah. Or my Thai wife says. You always have to specify, my Thai wife says. Like that gives her some onus of authority. But I'm sick to death of the subject.
Yeah.
But go ahead. We'll talk about it.
No, I was just going to say that I think it's quite difficult in some cases for foreigners to get into your home country at the moment. With the checks on the phones and the checks on the computers, and I think that can be quite worrying for some people who are going with. Did you take your phone with you?
Sure. Yeah.
You didn't lock your phone?
I took my tablet. No, I took my phone. There was nothing at all about, other than the decrepit nature of the Chicago airport. I had no checked bags. So I followed, the signs and went to the next gate and checked in.
Maybe it's been exaggerated by the media.
Well,
can you imagine that?
Or I think, if you're flying into America and the name in your passport is Mohammed bin something or other, rather than Steve Ross with an E, perhaps they look at your phones. I don't know. But I was not challenged by anybody. I was not...
I'd stop you simply because you've got an E on the end of your name. Right. So that's suspicious.
I travel in my pajamas, so that might be reason enough. I'm most comfortable wearing sweats and layers, and I travel comfy, so I look like I'm ready for bed when I board the plane. But no, I didn't find that, and I didn't find in the United States, of course, Iowa City is a university town, so it's fairly liberal. And while I thought modern fashions, young people are doing very strange things with their clothing and with their piercings and with their hair. But other than that, no, it wasn't a tense atmosphere. Nobody challenged me on anything. The cops weren't, there was no curfew. The cops weren't, the jackbooted thugs weren't kicking in doors.
By the way, Steve and I would probably both identify as woke lefty libtards, so save the insults. We've already done it for you, okay?
Got the T-shirt.
Yeah.
Not wearing it today, but got the T-shirt. But no, I imagine it could be, there are millions of travelers coming in and out of the United States and every other country. I don't know what their experiences are, but my experience was, nothing like that. No officialdom, no representative officialdom, either in Thailand or in Doha, Qatar, or in the United States. No authority figure made me feel uncomfortable. The prices in the airport of a cup of coffee made me feel uncomfortable. The narrowness of the seat, and last week I complained about the uncomfortableness of modern air travel, and everybody jumped on me and called me a wuss.
Uncomfortableness?
The uncomfortableness.
Isn't
I coined
it
a word.
The discomfort?
The discomfort of modern air travel.
Yeah.
But, people jumped on me and called me a wuss for that. And,
You're
okay,
a wuss.
I'm a wuss, fine. But I found all of that very off-putting, to the point that I have investigated going by ship.
And the result was?
Well, the old romantic notion of the Jack London notion of just getting passage on a container ship or a cargo ship, in Asia, that industry is done. It was never really an industry, but container ships used to have 10 or a dozen cabins for passengers if somebody wanted to book travel. And that's gone. Since COVID, that has all disappeared. It still exists in Europe and the Caribbean. You can get, like, they do what they call relocation of cruise ships, where this Carnival says, okay, the weather's getting worse in the Caribbean, so we're going to move south. We're going to move 3 of our ships south. And they move them without passengers, just with crew, and you can book on those and go south from the Caribbean. But you cannot go from Asia to the United States. Oh, the Love Boat, yeah.
Why not go on the Love Boat?
You can, well, you can if you can afford it, if you've got the money.
Sing along.
That's really...
Now you.
No.
Okay.
Interruptions. I don't react well to interruptions.
What?
Yeah. At any rate, you can take a luxury cruise ship from Asia to the United States. You can go around the world.
Well, that'd be too expensive.
Well, yes, it's $200 a day for about a month. So is that roughly $6,000?
There'd be a lot of water as well.
Yes,
You'd
be looking a lot of water and
Yeah.
hearing the piano player play the same torch songs over and over.
Right.
Whereas for that $6,000, you can get a cubicle in a Qatar airplane and lie down and take a shower or whatever. So I'm going to have to think of some other way. Perhaps some yachtsman on Phuket right now is planning next year to sail back to the States.
Oh, you'd be
and he would like
fabulous on a
to
yacht.
invite me on a yacht. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I would never do that. But I'm going to have to look for something else. I do not want to experience this kind of travel again, but I do want to go home and see my mother a year from now.
Sure.
So
here's another idea.
Okay,
How
I'm
about
listening.
flying,
yes.
but doing it in like 3-hour hops, and
Oh.
then spending a couple of days? So go and spend a couple of days in Seoul. Go and say hello to BTS and Blackpink.
Well, I guess I have no desire to see Seoul or Tokyo or anywhere else, but that's a thought.
Well,
That
you
would
could go to
add
Seoul and
hotel expenses and food and
Get a little
things.
bit of work done while you're in Seoul.
Like I need anything done to this
Oh, no,
face.
no, of course not.
Like
No.
Speaking of which,
Oh, yes.
speaking of Steve's face, I'd like to give a shout out to Mattman007, who is the 1,000th viewer to tell me to trim my eyebrows. Okay? Can we put a moratorium on that? Can we stop telling Steve to trim his eyebrows?
My father had those eyebrows. He had the big, thick eyebrows. I didn't get them.
No,
My
you did
side of the
not.
family got the no eyebrows.
And someone who signs in as release Jeff Epstein files, dude, that's going to be a very dated name in about 5 years. Is the 1,000th viewer to tell me to get this tooth replaced? God, every week, you guys, every week, trim your eyebrows, get your tooth replaced. No and no. Can we forget about it now, please?
We could have a
So much for Steve's
a
face.
dental consultation live,
I don't need a consultation.
and I could bring the scissors along and do a little bit of a trim.
These are trimmed every time I get my hair
Really?
cut, because this is something you can get in Thailand. They do the hair in your nose, the hair in your ears, and
How
the
do they do the
eyebrows.
hair in your nose?
Little pair of scissors, clip, 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 clip,
God.
clip. Yeah, and the hair in your ears.
Not
clip,
sure
clip,
if I
clip,
want a
clip, clip.
stranger sticking a pair of scissors
Well,
up
I'm
my
here
nose.
sued. I have to. If I don't trim the hair in my ears and nostrils, it's disgusting. I'm here sued. It's gross. So here it's included in the price of the ticket, in the price of the haircut. So these are trimmed, you guys. You see, this haircut's like only a week or two old. I think I got it cut when I came back from the States, so it's 2 weeks old. So these eyebrows were trimmed 2 weeks ago. But it's just every week, and I do read every comment. All you people who make nice comments, thank you, bless you. I really appreciate that. I'm sure he does too if he could get a word in, but he won't be able to. And we really appreciate all the comments. I think we get like 400 or 500 comments every week, and I read every one at least once. And I'm tired of reading, trim your eyebrows, get your tooth replaced, trim your eyebrows, get your tooth. And there's this weird tone of voice. Everybody who makes the comment has this tone of voice, like they think they're the first person to ever make that comment. They're the first person to ever notice I'm missing a tooth in front. I'm missing all the ones in the back. But they only comment on the front. All right.
Sorry.
You would like to move on. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm bogarting the conversation.
I'm just checking the name of the channel. It's Tim Newton today.
Yeah, one day a week we change the thrust of the program.
So
I'll sit back and let you talk. I'm sorry.
I don't know what to say. I'm too nervous.
Trim your eyebrows. You have literally no eyebrows. You're like a monk.
Well, they're the color of my skin.
No, is that what you tell yourself? Because no, there's nothing there, dude.
Well, it's just sort of working its way down, the whole baldness thing. We're 16 minutes into the program and we haven't even got to the topics I've got listed.
Oh, well.
Are you ready?
It's all about you, isn't it? On your channel.
So we're going to strangely talk about the moon landing.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to ask...
Which one? There were 6.
Yes.
6. And Stanley Kubrick directed them all.
So leaving rumours of whether it happened or not, I mean, where was that 37-storey Saturn V rocket going?
Yeah.
I ask you.
Rod Pyle, are you watching?
And the 300,000 people involved in probably the most adventurous engineering expedition in human history.
The most watched event of human history up to that time.
God, itchy nose.
Somehow it was all fake.
Those 300,000 people, there's no way they could have kept the secret. No way.
If you want to read as an aside, if you want to read good books about the American space program, Rod Pyle is a viewer of this show, and he's an author who has written extensively and written very well about the American space program for the layman. It's not real technical jargon that is dense and hard to grok. So Rod Pyle, Pyle, look for that name if you're at all interested in the history of the space program.
So I'm going to read this to you, and we will get to where were you when man landed on the moon.
Oh, okay. All right.
Fate has ordained that the men who went to the moon to explore in peace will stay on the moon to rest in peace. Those brave men, Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin, know that there is no hope for their recovery, but they also know that there is hope for mankind in their sacrifice. This is a speech that was written for the then US President Richard Nixon to be read out should the men on the moon not be able to return to the command module, which was piloted by Michael Collins. He was going around the moon while they were on the moon. They will be mourned by their families and friends. They will be mourned by their nation. They will be mourned by the people of the world. They will be mourned by a Mother Earth that dared send 2 of her sons into the unknown. So this speech was written and was ready for the president to read should the worst happen. But of course, as we know, they did come back. And to this day, you just think, how the hell did they do it?
Yeah.
It wasn't as astonishing.
With slide rules and number 2 pencils. How do you get to the moon and back 6 times? And I think that's what feeds a lot of that the conspiracy theory about it. Why, with everything we had, the Challenger blew up. The what was the other one?
Columbia.
The Columbia. Nothing.
Coming back.
How were they able to do this 6 times successfully? Well, I suppose one rocket had burned up Apollo 13,
Well,
But
that they had
at
the
any rate,
explosion, but they
yeah.
got those men back.
Yeah,
Again, through ingenuity and brilliant
Yeah.
thinking to save those three
So
men.
I can see where someone might look at that and go,
Tom Hanks, he was one of the
he was
the astronauts.
He was a hero in so many ways. When he wasn't winning World War II,
Yeah.
he was saving the. Would you like to know where I was on that day, and then you can tell us where you were?
Steve,
Yes.
talking about the moon landing,
Yes.
where were you in 1969?
Oh, there's an interesting question. My mother and I were in the Daiichi Hotel in Tokyo and watching it on TV.
I just knew you'd have a fantastic answer for this.
Well, it's not fantastic, but that's where we watched it. But the interesting thing, you said the event was celebrated by the world. It was all in Japanese. The broadcast was in Japanese. There was a live feed from NASA, so you actually got to see him come down the stairs.
Yeah.
And when he landed, and he blew his line, the speech that had been written for him months before and vetted by the PR department, one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind, and he blew it and said one small step for man.
but did it
And then there's this
change
pregnant
the
pause. Yes.
It doesn't.
One
really.
small step for man capitalizes the word man, makes it mean mankind.
I think
And
it's
so it's a redundant statement. He blew it. He'd rehearsed it for months, but stepping on the moon, he was excited.
he's an
blew it.
astronaut, not an orator.
Right. They picked pilots and engineers.
He should
not
have walked.
artists
He
or
should have
actors.
made his way down the ladder and got the and held it up to the.
Yeah, read it. Had cue cards.
it,
Had
yeah,
the cue card
yeah.
guy come off first.
Where's the auto cue?
But at any rate, so we're in the Daiichi Hotel and we're watching this. And as soon as he steps and he says those words, all of the Japanese commentators went, "Banzai, banzai, banzai." So they were celebrating it as a celebration of mankind, as an achievement of mankind, not a specifically American achievement.
No, certainly in Australia we saw it as a mankind thing. We recognised that our partners, the United States, were doing this remarkable thing, and they did it. In 7 or 8 years? 1962, I think Kennedy
Yeah.
said, we're going to go to the moon and do the other thing, and we're doing it because it's difficult, not because it's easy, but because it's
difficult. Not because we're shamelessly in competition with the Russians to see who's got the biggest dicks. We're doing it for the advancement of science and humankind.
It was done absolutely and funded by the United States government because there was a perceived threat from a foreign nation.
Yeah.
And because we've had a large amount of general peace and a sort of a lowering of the volume until recently, there's been no need to sort of go back into space. Now, all this stuff about Jeff Bezos and taking people into space and coming back to Earth, there was the female singer that did it.
Katy Perry.
Yeah, recently, and William Shatner did it
Yes, good for Bill.
as well. Who's 94 now? I saw him with Neil deGrasse Tyson during the week doing a thing on stage. It was very interesting. But these people are, if you have got a globe like the world here, if say it's that size, they are going about the height of a sheet of paper. So they're not going into space. They're going high enough to see the curvature of the Earth, which, by the way, you could do if you were flying by Concorde.
Yeah.
Did you ever want to fly on the Concorde? You're the same sort of
No.
generation as me. Oh, I desperately wanted to
Yeah,
fly
but you're
on.
all about cars and planes and ships and stuff, and I'm not. I'm not interested in technology or things that go fast or anything like that.
So you're just a Luddite.
Well, in terms of
Hey Siri, what's a Luddite?
vehicles, yeah, I hope never to drive a car again for the rest of my life. It's always been a chore.
That is believed to be false. Typically,
Yeah.
Didn't hear me correctly.
I don't. I'm not into machines so much. I'd like to find a very cheap 2-part epoxy putty that I can coat my turtles in and make it smooth. I can buy Bondo here. Bondo. It's to repair a car. It's this 2-part epoxy. It's orange. You put it or pink.
Yeah,
you put it in your
usually,
body.
because I built a couple of boats you get the two-part epoxy,
Right.
and then you mix the microballoon into it, and it makes a thick paste, which is like a
Right.
putty, and then you use that, then you sand it. It's very easy to
Right.
sand.
And you're that's the problem.
So that Bondo is pre-mixed with the microfiber.
Well, it comes in two parts.
Yes.
But it's what is sold here, and it's meant to be sanded after it hardens.
And it's usually a polyester resin, not
okay.
an epoxy resin.
So spreading it on and making it smooth while it's wet is impossible. It's not meant to do that. I would like to find a better product for that. But in terms of a motorcycle, people come and they show me on their phone pictures of their latest motorcycle and stuff, and I don't know how to react to that. I don't know what I'm supposed to say because I don't know what I'm looking at. So I don't. Yeah, I'm not into planes and boats and automobiles, planes and trains and automobiles.
So when I asked if you've been on the Concorde,
No,
or not,
I
you
have
could
not.
have said no,
Yeah, no.
and left it at that.
Yeah, right?
But
really?
no.
Have we met?
Okay, you're in Tokyo,
Yeah.
and they were going.
That's the end of the story. Bonsai,
They were going bonsai.
But I got hugely into pachinko. And when we left, I had a suitcase full of prizes. Do you know pachinko?
No.
It's like a pinball game that I don't know if they still do it. But in 1969, 68 and 69 was when we were visiting Tokyo. And Mom would park me. I got tired of looking at temples. And so Mom would park me for the afternoon at a pachinko parlor. And I'd sit there and go ping, 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 digga, 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 digga. It's very mesmerizing if you're kind of ADHD. It's real attention grabbing. And you would win little prizes, and like at Chuck E. Cheese or something. And I had a bunch of these prizes. It filled a suitcase when we went home. Anyway, that's it. That was all. We visited Bangkok at the same time. We visited Hong Kong. I had my 10th birthday in Hong Kong. Yeah, we traveled a bit. You asked. What is this? What is this look I'm getting? Did he not ask? He asked, right? All right.
So where were you,
Next
Tim?
topic. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Edit that out. Tim, where were you when Neil Armstrong stepped on the moon?
Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
I was in, we called it Form 1, which is like year 7.
Okay.
I was 10.
Okay.
And I was mesmerised because we were all sitting in the school library where we didn't burn books. And there was a little 24-inch, which was a huge TV, black and white TV, because we didn't have colour in those days. And I was, sitting in the back, and I was mesmerised watching this flickering black and white picture of a man stepping on the moon. And I just found it just extraordinary. And I used to sort of watch the launches, and I was always fascinated. And even today, I watch the launches of the SpaceX and the explosions. I mean, we just don't seem to be doing space travel as well as we did 50 years ago, because they were throwing money at it for political and military reasons, and those reasons no longer exist. So it's always taken a government to fund these major explorations. Now, when the Spanish were heading out to explore the world, it was all paid for by the Spanish government.
Christopher Columbus sucked up to Queen Isabella of Spain to get the money to buy 3 crappy little ships and went and discovered America. Sure.
So it's always funded by government. So if we're looking for those major engineering movements forward in humanity, then it's going to have to come from government funding. And the other problem is, of course, in a lot of the democracies, is things are only planned for 3 or 4 years. Then you've got another election, another government comes in and says, "Oh, we're not going to do that.
We got to make our mark. We got to make our projects."
Yeah.
Well, it's it has to. There has to be a profit. Without the national pride element or the national defense element, there has to be a profit. There's not much profit in passenger trips into space at this point. So all of the innovation, all the stuff that's been happening in the last, say, 20 years is around satellites, because telecommunications very much is profitable. So all of the new rockets and all of the new fuels and all of the new systems have been discovered in the process of putting thousands of satellites in up in orbit.
Lower Earth orbit.
And, as long as there's a profit, humans will innovate. But, until you can find a profit. And right now, passenger trips, everybody's still scared of it. There's not a profit. There's nowhere to go up there. And they didn't find the gold and silver they were hoping, and tungsten and things they were hoping to find on the moon. It's just rocks.
If there was oil on the moon,
yeah, we'd be there.
Yeah.
We'd be broadcasting from the moon right
and
now.
all this is the reason we will not go to Mars. Not in our lifetime.
Because there's no oil.
There's nothing there. There's no reason to go there. There's no profit. The only reason, if he's got enough money, is just as a sort of
ego trip.
a trophy. But
dick swinging contest.
Yeah, extremely unlikely, because there's shareholders and things involved, that they'd be saying, "Oh, yeah, that seems like a good idea."
Yeah.
So in our lifetime, people are not going to be going to Mars. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Rod Pyle, how wrong are we? Seriously, Rod Pyle. Read his books. That's your source.
In ancient days, men looked at the stars and saw their heroes in the constellations. In modern times, we do much the same, but our heroes are epic men of flesh and blood. So they were all happy to sort of write the rhetoric, but that speech was never read out, of course.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
Yeah, thank goodness we didn't need it. But they had it at the ready.
Is Buzz Aldrin still with us?
I don't know.
Neil Armstrong he died a few years ago. Hey Siri, is Buzz Aldrin still alive? So I've got to ask these questions.
Aldrin was born the 20th of January.
He's still alive.
And is 95 years old.
There you go.
He's 95 years old.
Good on you, Buzz. And may you have many more great years. The other thing I was just going to mention very briefly is how, and you were talking about your physical beauty,
Yes.
your visage.
Well, everybody talks about it, so yeah, I might as well.
The Steve Ross visual is known and adored worldwide.
Yes, true.
People have your photo next to their bed.
You ain't lying. Yeah.
But beauty standards change.
Yeah.
And what may be considered beautiful now may be considered hideous in coming years. Like
I
in
hope
China,
not.
for example, I was reading, I can't even think, it was one of those things that came up on my feed, is Chinese beauty standards. So in ancient China, they used to sort of have the whiskers and the whole thing and the sort of
Fu Manchu mustache.
Ho Chi Minh sort of,
Yeah.
he was Vietnamese, but that was a sort of a symbol of manhood and being handsome. But no. Having physical hair on your face these days is considered a verboten, mixing my nationalities here. So if you're wondering why you don't see Chinese people with little beards anymore, it's considered almost dirty by the state.
Well, bound feet used to be quite the attractive characteristic in China.
Oh, to keep the feet small.
Yeah. They used to
Yeah.
bind girls' feet, and they would grow up crippled. They couldn't walk. They'd be carried everywhere. And that was a sign of... and the Rubens Maiden, if you go back and look at paintings from Europe from a certain period, and particularly the painter Rubens, thick women used to be the height of sexual allure. All the odalisques are what we would call...
You're talking fat.
Big women. Well, big boned.
Why can't American people say the word fat?
Okay, fat women used to be the height of sexual attraction
Yes.
in Europe. And it is no longer, I assume.
The Botticelli paintings.
Right.
Is it Botticelli?
Yeah. Rubens.
Rubens?
Said his name 3 times already. Pay attention.
Sorry.
So, Tim, who's your favorite Renaissance artist?
Oh,
See, sometimes I remember.
Michelangelo.
Oh, there you go. All right. He's my favorite Teenage Mutant
Donatello?
Ninja Turtle.
I'm just going through the
Yeah,
four
right through the
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Michelangelo.
Renoir.
and- oh, okay, Renoir. Yeah.
Yeah.
Renoir's not Renaissance, but okay. We digress. What do you want to talk about next?
Well, I was just going to say, in our lifetime, how standards of male beauty or expectation have have changed in Western culture. Like we used to have really long hair in the 70s.
Yes,
I
I
had,
did.
can you imagine?
Yeah.
Long blonde hair in the 70s.
Yes, I've seen the photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, but these days, it's sort of, do what you like, or do what is,
Yeah.
because we're become very individualistic. But there used to be certain standards of dress and behaviour. Even at our school, we sort of had to cut our hair to a certain standard.
Did you wear uniforms at the
Oh,
Peninsula
yes.
School?
At the Peninsula School, we had royal blue, tan and silver were the school colours. And, I wore a school uniform
Wow.
for 8 years.
Well, there is now, at least judging from 2 weeks on a college campus at the University of Iowa, it's not just that people curate their appearance to attract a mate or to attract friends. Now your appearance is a political statement.
Hey, yeah.
And everything, we have been trained by these stupid machines we carry around to see everything through a political lens. So we are judging each other constantly. We're forming little camps constantly. Are you an ally? Are you an antagonist? And how you dress, how you cut your hair, how many piercings you have, where you're pierced, what tattoos you have, are now all seen as declarations of fealty. So the guy who is the current secretary of in the United States has got tattoos that might...
Of the Secretary of War.
Well, they've changed the name
Right.
to, I don't know, Secretary of Dick Swingin'. I don't know what it is. Secretary of Insecure Wounded Male Egos. I don't know.
Off
Whatever
you
the
go.
fuck they're calling it.
Jump onto your keyboard.
Yeah,
Off
tell
you
me
go.
how I'm wrong. But at any rate, he's got tattoos that may be interpreted as very extreme expressions of white nationalism or not. But we are trained now to see all of that. Tattoos, piercings, hair color, hairstyle, and dress as expressions of fealty, as expressions of political thought. Whereas when I was a teenager, we wore bell bottoms, because Leonard Skinner wore bell bottoms. We didn't.
The only musician Steve knows.
The only musicians I know. And they appeared with a giant Confederate battle flag behind them on the set. And we didn't think anything of it. We weren't conscious of that as being political expression. I am now,
But even when
then
you
we
were
weren't.
younger, were people happy at a dinner party to say, I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat? It was still something you used to tell other people?
Well,
Certainly when I was young, your political allegiance was something my father and all his friends would just keep to themselves. Yeah. They may have little I don't know what the discussions were with the big people when I was young, but I was brought up to sort of, have a political allegiance, but keep it to yourself. Yeah. I haven't lived there for 14, nearly 15 years, and I'm not sure what the vibe is now. Certainly some of the media in Australia has become more partisan, nothing like to the extent of, say, the United States. But I would like to think that we maybe still retain some sort of civil conduct in polite conversation. And
I would hope so.
Yeah, but they're sort of walking around with branded T-shirts unless there's an election in the next couple of days, I think would be seen to be a little bit crass in Australia. Australians, tell me if I'm wrong.
Quiet, piggy. Civility.
That's the first time I've ever been called piggy.
Well, hopefully it's the last. I only did it to make a point.
I've taken it
civility,
to heart.
Civility. We're sorely lacking civility. And I've talked before. My best friend, my best man at my wedding, Matthew. We worked together for 7 years on Phuket in the 80s and the 90s. Had no idea what his politics were. Never talked about it, not once. Then 30 years later, we find each other on Facebook. We cannot be Facebook friends because there's so much strident expression of political thought. And it is so necessary and so present all the time that he and I are like oil and water. The guy was my best friend for 7 years. We never talked about it. It wasn't an issue. And my last point would be I've never been the type to be invited to dinner parties, so I don't know what the conversation was at dinner parties.
I invite you to Christmas dinner every year.
Once a year, yes, thank you.
That's enough?
That's when I take a shower, once a year.
Yes.
For
And
that
change the
party,
bed
and
sheets.
only that party. And you've invited me to
The Eurovision.
The Eurovision. Yes.
Oh, we usually have a buffet.
So two dinner parties in a year I get invited to. But no, I think to wrap all this up,
That's the only 2 times a year I cook.
I think we have been trained by these things to see everything through a political lens and react to everything politically. And I think that's much to our detriment. That is not good for society.
I agree.
All right, then we're going to stop talking about politics.
Well, I think we were sort of circumventing.
Circumferential.
We were around the topic without getting too specifically political. Let's move on to your Norel's diary.
Norel's Notebook, sponsored by White Labs Thailand.
That's got you another delivery.
Oh, I don't need it. I'm good, dudes.
Tim Tams.
Thank you. Oh, Tim Tams, yes. Yeah, we finished all the Tim Tams. Since coming back from America, the date and time are wrong on my laptop, and I don't know how to fix it.
Oh, really?
Happily, I'm retired. I don't need to know the date or the time.
Oh.
So this is my only appointment every week, and you remind me of this the day before. So I don't know. So I'm just living with it. I'm hoping someday someone will come to my house who Andrew, if you're listening.
I don't know anything about Windows, and I'm sure I could figure out how to fix
I'm
that
sure
up.
you can.
Yes.
I can. I just suck. Like I said, machines.
Luddite.
I'm not. Yeah, Luddite.
Just embrace it. You're a Luddite.
I'm 68 years old. I'm
Oh.
not going to embrace shit. I have learned all the new shit I need to learn, and I'm done learning. Except about making turtles out of cigarette lighters. I still learn every day about that. I engaged with a fella today. Have I already said this? I've got money, so it's nothing to me. We talked about it in the car. I don't think I've said it on the show. I engaged with a fella, a YouTube content creator, and he did one of these, the sky is falling, the visas, they're changing the rules. Oh, everybody's leaving. Oh, they're kicking us out, blah, 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 blah. And I said, calm down, dude. It's a tempest in a teapot. It's no big deal. And he responded and said, yeah, it is a big deal. People are leaving, blah, 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 blah. And then he finished his comment with the line, it's nothing to me. I've got the money, so it's nothing to me. I think that's a very dangerous point of view. Don't believe for a minute that your money will protect you from karma or from some guy in a khaki uniform who makes $12,000 baht a month, but he takes a disliking to you. He can screw up your life 100 different ways.
How much money has Thaksin Shinawatra got?
Yeah, one of the wealthiest men in the world. He's in a Thai prison right now, working in the sewers, right? One of the wealthiest men in the world. He's in a Thai prison. So don't believe that your money will protect you from someone who wants to build a building between your living room window and the ocean.
Bolsonaro's in prison, the former president of Brazil.
Yeah, it's not, money's not a protection. Money can buy you nice things and enjoyable things. It's not an umbrella when it rains. You're going to get wet.
You still got to wake up and look at yourself in the mirror
Yeah.
too.
Yes, you got to sleep every night alone with your thoughts, staring at the ceiling. So no, don't believe for a minute. And that's easy for me to say, a guy who's got no money at all. But I think it is true. Don't think it's going to protect you, dude. You're painting a target on your back. Drew Carey, Steve, and I think Tim got this wrong. Drew Carey is still on The Price is Right.
Well, he must be 150.
He must be, but he still looks great. But
Has
yeah,
he got that silly long microphone?
I just Googled it.
He sort of holds it down and is like his navel, and it's this big, thin microphone. I think, really? Why don't you just sort of wear a headset or a lapel mic like normal people?
It's prop comedy. I don't know. But we got that wrong. We had thought last week. That
We
he had
decided
retired.
that you'd be useless on The Price is Right.
Oh, I can't. Has anybody in the Brain Trust experienced this, or do you know what I can do about it? So since coming back from America, I wanted to order some epoxy putty on Lazada. And so I go to sign in. I put in my email and my password. And it says, okay, give us a phone number. And I thought, we're going to send you a code. I thought, well, it's never done that before, but okay, here's my phone number. and my phone beeps. I got a code. I put in the 6 digits. I'm into the account of some Thai woman named Mao, Cat, and I can see her history. I can see her address, her phone number. I can order stuff, but it'll be delivered COD to her house, which is in Nakhon Sawan.
It sounds like you sort of inadvertently hacked into her
Yes, and I can't get to my account so that I can order some epoxy. And I don't know what to do about this. Anybody can tell me. I've tried, contact us, and I've sent like an email form, filled out a form, no response at all.
There's two possibilities here. Either you've made a mistake or there's something wrong with the Lazada software. I think I know the answer, but I'll leave it an open-ended question.
Well, you're welcome to come over to the house and watch me sign in and see what I'm doing. But it's crazy, so I need someone to order some epoxy for me.
Right.
All right.
I think you're going to get polyester filler, not epoxy.
We were talking about everybody sees everything through a political lens. I have used the expression on this show, Reagan dollars. I came to Thailand with Reagan dollars. I use that expression because it was common at the time. 1985, the American dollar was stronger than it's ever been since. It was twice your purchasing power in 1985 was double what it is today. Those were really good dollars to travel abroad with, Reagan dollars. But everybody, when I use that phrase, everybody takes it as an opening to tell me their politics, because we've been trained by these stupid little machines to see everything through a political lens. It's not. Don't see the world that way. Don't allow these machines to tell you how to see the world, all right? Not everything is political.
I got one of those yesterday. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it quickly, but I was talking about visas and extensions of visas in Thailand, and somebody responded with some sort of American political commentary completely unrelated to immigration or anything. And I said, with respect, sir, what does this have to do with the topic? I can't find it.
Well, even I talked last week about looking for container ship travel to go to the United States. And it turns out that is no longer from Asia. They don't do that. You cannot book passage on a cargo ship to go to the United States. And I said, COVID, it ended during COVID. Obviously, because putting people in a confined space for a month at a time, if you're the insurance company, you don't want to add people to that mix.
I've got a way around this.
Okay, go ahead.
We can book a 22-foot shipping container and pop you in there with 6 weeks of food, a bucket, and we'll get a nice little mattress.
Okay.
And a lot. Now the light, it's going to have a good battery. But you'll arrive there 6 weeks later.
Yeah.
And it won't. Well,
very
I don't know.
pale, no sun.
How much is a
that still sounds more comfortable than the flight I just made from Asia to the United States.
I have to agree.
But my point is, I said COVID, it ended during COVID. Oh my God. So, COVID was a hoax. COVID was a hoax. There was another industry destroyed by government regulation. Jesus Christ. Just tell me how to get to the United States without flying. I don't care about your politics. Seriously, I do not care about your politics. Don't see everything through a political lens.
You know what's going to happen in the comment section,
yes,
don't you?
I know. I'm just poking the troll under the bridge. How do you pronounce the little Indian pancake that they make on the street?
Roti.
Roti, okay. I say roti.
But you're pronouncing it like the Thais pronounce it.
Yeah, because I never encountered it before I came here. They don't
Really?
they don't have roti in Iowa, as far as I know. We have Indian restaurants, but they serve naan and tandoori and things like that.
That's the name of the woman that served you.
Nan, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Nan.
Yes.
But at any rate, that was just something that was pointed out in the comments last week, that apparently we're saying it strangely. I have no idea how they pronounce it in Delhi, but here it's written in Thai, roti. So that's how I say it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd had roti many times in Australia, and we just pronounced it like that. In Thailand, they do tend to, in many of the words, emphasise the final syllable. emphasize the final vowel sound.
More than we do.
Pattaya,
Yeah. Pattaya, more than we
roti.
do. Roti. Yes.
And when they speak in English, they do the same thing. So it's a helicopter,
Yes. Yeah.
and
yeah.
refrigerator.
Cafe.
Yeah. So it's just a local pronunciation thing. We used to spell it ROTI, and we called it roti bread.
Yeah.
So it's just, Australian accent. I'm sorry.
I still pronounce it pattaya because 35 years ago that's what I was taught. Pattaya. I know Thai people. I have a friend named Kun Pattaya. That's his name.
That's the way you pronounce
That's
it.
how. But I when I'm talking about the city, I say Pattaya.
It's
as
certainly
in I
not.
never ever want to go to Pattaya.
It's not Pattaya.
It's not Pattaya.
It's definitely
it's-
not.
Left hand below the waist, right hand above the waist.
Whoa. Left hand,
Below the waist, right hand above the waist.
which means
Which means when you bathe or defecate, you use your left hand to clean yourself.
we're getting into that
Above the
again.
waist, you use your right hand. So never ever in Asia or Africa offer food to somebody with your left hand or virtually anything. Don't offer money to the cashier with your left hand.
What if you're left-handed?
Well, you're just SOL, I guess. But people, we were talking about whether with the bum gum friction is necessary. And that's why, typically, yes, it is, because that's why that rule exists. Left hand below the waist, right hand above the waist exists because friction is necessary. So the right hand controls
Friction
the water.
sometimes is not necessary.
Well, sometimes
if
no.
you have a proper diet.
Okay, sure.
And we don't need to. A lot of people comment about your metaphor of
Yeah.
peanut butter and
Yeah,
shag pile
peanut-
carpet.
Yeah, because it's apt, and many of us walk around with shag carpeting. Yeah.
Moving on to the next one.
We asked last week, how old are you and how many pills do you take?
Oh, yes.
Our
Yes.
audience tends to skew 60s and 70s,
Yes.
male, and the least was no pills. We had a lot of people saying no pills.
I'm no pills.
Leslie Kenmore? I'm sorry, Leslie.
Can't read your own writing.
23 pills a day.
Oh, my
that
God.
That was of what I noticed in the comments.
Is it Leslie a man or a woman?
I have
Could
no
be
idea.
either.
If birth control is one of those pills, it's a woman. If Viagra is one of those pills, it's a man.
23
23 pills
You'd
a
be
day.
rattling when you walk.
Well, I'll tell you, before I left the United States, I think I was taking about a dozen a day.
Really?
Yes, and I have managed to cut all of that way down. I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pills a day now.
If
Three-
you don't
3 in the
take those
morning.
pills, what's going to happen?
Well, according to the physicians, I will have my third and final heart attack, for one
Okay,
thing.
so they're limiting your...
Yes, their two of them are blood pressure. Well,
Okay.
blood pressure and heartbeat. One is for my stomach. I have hyperacidic glands in my stomach. One is aspirin, just to thin the blood, because I have 7 stents in my coronary arteries. And the 5th is for toe fungus. So those are my 5 pills every day.
The last one I didn't need to know about.
What 68-year-old man who used to shower on an army base in a public shower doesn't have toe fungus?
I don't have toe fungus.
You didn't shower in a public army shower.
What, can't you get rid of it?
That's why I take the pills. But it takes 6 months because it lives down in the root. So you've got to let that nail grow all the way out. And that takes 6 months.
But what army shower have you been in the last 6 months?
Oh, none. But I came here with it. You know,
Okay.
I mean, I was taking antifungals back in the States, and
Okay.
it goes away, it comes back, it goes away, it comes back, you know. Brain trust,
Sit over here.
am I exaggerating? Am I lying? Come on. I've talked about my hairy butthole on this show, but no, you draw the line at toe fungus?
Toe fungus.
Oh my God. I'm not asking you to lick my toes. Lots of bum gun fans. A lot of people, when they come to Asia, they discover the bum gun. They love it in our comments. Anyway.
Yes, I'm a bum gun fan, I'll say.
Most people who commented, which there were maybe a dozen comments, say 2 is the optimum number of grumpy old men. So you can replace me with a different grumpy old man, but adding a third voice to this is for the most part frowned upon by our audience.
I think to have 3 people in a conversation, a 3-person podcast, you just got to have the right chemistry for it to work. It won't work every time, for sure.
Yeah.
Even 2 people talking all the time, you've got to have the right sort of speech patter and the right sort of chemistry for it to work.
You can do it. I used to listen every single day for years on end to the Howard Stern show, and Howard had a sidekick named Robin Givens, Robin something. And if you've got 2 people interviewing a third, that works.
Yeah.
Howard leads the interview, asks the questions. Every now and then Robin jumps in, the sidekick, with a comment or a joke.
Yeah.
But it's basically Howard and an interview subject. Having 3 people talking about subjects, I think, is harder to do. If we invited a person who you would interview, because you're the journalist, or closer to a journalist than I ever was, so you would interview that person and I would sit off to the side and make stupid comments. That might work, but
I don't think that she ever added anything to those conversations. I think she was just sort of something that Howard could lean on.
a foil.
Yeah, I don't think she added to the conversations at all.
Well, she added diversity because she's black. So he was able to make, and a woman. So he was able to make sexist and racist comments.
Yeah.
And then she gently called him out, "Oh, Howard." And then that made it okay.
Okay.
That was a kind of protection for him to be a shock
be
jock,
Howard.
to be outrageous and
Yeah.
be Howard. Tim got it wrong.
I'm sorry?
Yes, Tim got it wrong.
No, you must have a spelling mistake
The,
there.
the
who's
Eureka Stockade was at Ballarat, not Bendigo.
Yes, yes. I'm sorry. I admitted I got that wrong. And I, of all people, who made an audio visual in 1979, 1980 at the Ballarat Gold Museum, which, apart from just the finding all the gold there, which made Ballarat and Victoria famous, is where they had the Eureka Stockade. I made a whole video. I was one of the production team. And so what are you looking at the ladies for?
Just because there's nobody here today. I'm just noticing people.
Right.
There are people here now.
There are people, lots of people. The car park was full, remember?
There were 6 or 7 cars, yes, in the car park, which for here, for Turtle Beach, that's full. Yeah.
So
which is another argument against having a third person. There's nobody else here.
And we probably would have tried somebody if there were able-bodied, good talkers around, but there sort of aren't.
No.
If anybody wants to travel to Turtle Beach and give it a go, well,
a lot of really decent guys here. A lot of
Yes.
really nice guys. Well, not a lot, maybe 10. Really nice guys live here, and a few schmucks, but nobody who can do this. Not that this is any big deal, but it is. You don't want to have someone just sitting there uncomfortably in silence.
like me.
Yeah.
One is enough.
Or some guy who bogarts the conversation and just takes the whole thing over. You don't want that.
So the Eureka Stockade was the Australia's Boston Tea Party. It was the time where the miners stood up to the British colonialists. Said, we're not going to pay those taxes for the gold mine thing.
Yeah.
I can't even remember
Tie
the
me
full
kangaroo
story.
down, mate.
Yes.
Why do you tie a kangaroo down?
Sport.
For sport? You tie them down for
No,
sport?
that's tie me kangaroo down. Sport.
Oh, so, okay. Steve got it wrong. Why do you tie a kangaroo down?
I don't know.
What are you going to do to
I
that
can't remember.
kangaroo, dude?
The other verses were similarly silly. Da, 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 da. I can't remember all the other verses, but they're all bizarre.
Nice beat. It's easy to dance to. I give it an 80.
Sure.
Mark is only 58. We talked about Mark. He's got a channel, Muay Thai for over 50. He came and visited us.
Oh, that Mark.
And we mentioned every week if you come visit, we try to remember to mention your name. And we had speculated, how old is he? How old do you think he is? And we had guessed 60. And he corrected us. He's 58 And so I
Whoops.
And he said he expected an apology, so I apologize, Mark.
Mark, you should look after yourself, mate. There you go.
Steve got it wrong.
Yes.
So I said, Iowa, my whole life, Iowa began the American presidential election process because we had the caucuses, the first caucuses in the nation. And caucuses or primaries are how states pick candidates for the two major political parties. And it always began in Iowa, which gave Iowa, there's like 15 of us living there, gave us disproportionate importance in national politics.
In normal countries announce and have their elections in about 4 to 6 weeks. In the United States, it goes on and on and on.
Believe me, I know. And they're ridiculously expensive and terribly corrupt and an embarrassment to watch for the most part. But that's how we do it.
You had the thing called the Citizens Initiative or the Citizens Agenda or something. I don't know. It happened about 15, 20 years ago. I know I'm going to be corrected on this. But it allowed almost infinite amounts of money to be poured into election campaigns. Yeah. And that was a very, very big mistake.
I think Citizens United is the
Citizens
name of it.
United, that's it. Thank you.
It says that corporations can be treated like citizens. That if a corporation wants to pump millions of dollars into a campaign, that's their right because they're made up. That corporation is made up of American voters. Therefore, the corporation on their behalf may pump money into a campaign. Yeah, it's all really, 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 really stupid. But it all began in the state of Iowa. And I said, now this in 2028, it's going to be North Carolina. We'll have the first primary because every state wants that preeminence. Every state wants that disproportionate weight for their votes. And somebody corrected me and said, no, South Carolina, it will be. So I went and Googled that. And as far as I can see from Google, the two parties have not decided yet. They each will the individual states decide, and the caucuses are specific to parties. Primaries are by state, and as of yet, it hasn't been decided who will be the first. So that's I don't know, but I definitely got it wrong. It's not South Carolina.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't either.
All right, one more.
I don't have anything else. That's
thank
it.
God for that.
Sorry to disappoint. Oh, I've got a book review real quick.
Okay. Oh, you got 2 books.
Really? Well, it's all by the same author. Jake Needham.
Hey, I'll hold them for you. You talk. I'll hold.
Jake Needham, the detective in Bangkok, and all we really need to see is his name. These 2 books are not anything special. The Big Mango is the one that he made his name on. But
that's the nickname for Bangkok, the Big Mango.
Yeah. So it's a detective in Bangkok solving grisly murders, written by a former lawyer. So it's a lot of yak, page after page after page.
And killing
dialogue.
potato?
Killing Plato.
Oh, Plato, sorry.
And it's all very much of the genre. It's all very typical, formulaic, at least of it, what I've read of it. But there is such a glut of terrible crime novels written about Bangkok that these do stand out, that they're written by somebody with a facility for language and somebody who knows the law ad nauseum. And so if that's your shizzle, if that's what you want to read, you can do much worse.
By
than
Jake Needham.
Jake Needham, yeah.
Is Jake still with us?
I have no idea. He and I used to be correspondents, but we did not get along, so we unfriended each other, and I don't know if he's alive or well or still living in Bangkok or not.
Jake, hello to you. If you are around, you can say hello to me, and I'll pass on your good wishes to Steve.
But if that's your shizzle, if as my Uncle Dick used to say, for them that like that sort of thing, that is the sort of thing that they like. So if you like this, then he's better than many, many, many of the other guys trying to do the same thing in Bangkok.
So 2 books available.
Oh, he's published internationally, so I suppose on Amazon or in the bookstores, the DK Books or the Kunukaya bookstores or at the airport, maybe, I don't know. But he's legit.
Well,
he's
I
the real
miss
deal.
that Kornakuya, that bookstore in Bangkok. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Where is it again? It's in
I don't know.
which of the shopping centres is it in?
Oh, that narrows it down.
So, tell us. There'll be somebody. It's the Cornucopia.
I don't know.
Starts with
I've
a K.
never been there.
Fantastic bookstore.
If I could mention one other book, Colin Pipro has a trilogy of really overwritten science fiction novels. The interesting thing about them is they're set in a mall in Bangkok after the apocalypse. The world has been devoured by this scourge, and the only survivors are holed up in a mall in Bangkok. And I think it's called MOM, the series called MOM, which means Mall Operations Manager, because the AI that controls the air conditioning and the door locks is what's keeping these human beings alive in a mall. And I think the idea, if you live in Bangkok, as he did, and he spent his days in a coffee shop in a mall, writing these 3 enormous unread novels, I think that idea is a very cute idea, a very clever idea.
Yes.
That at the end of the world, all that's left is a mall in Bangkok. I think that's very clever. All right, that's it. I'm done. Let's go. I'm out of here.
And so today, Steve and we came to Aquella.
Oh, yes. This
Aquella
is the
Golf
Aquella
Course.
Golf Course.
And hello to the staff. The new manager, Stephen, hello to you. And Steve decided today to go off script with the breakfast menu.
You don't have to say this.
Which he regretted.
Yeah, I'm
So
going to go back to
you learnt your lesson?
The Eggs Benedict are wonderful here. I have eaten
Sure.
Eggs Benedict here 20, 25 times, enjoyed it every single time. And today I thought, well, try something different, Steve. I will never, ever try anything different again as long as I live.
Just got to learn your lesson.
But this is a lovely, lovely place. We come here week after week because it's great.
Relatively quiet. It's air conditioned, sometimes to an
Yes.
inch of an igloo. And it's got this expansive glass.
Beautiful view to look at while we talk to you.
Which gives us, it's a nice view to look at, and it gives us nice soft light. So when you get to 66, nearly 67, is an important consideration.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching. We do look
Yeah.
forward to your comments, and we do look forward to deleting a few of them.
Aunts.
And thank you very much to CK and Banyan Tide, link in the
Yes.
description. Steve's books links.
And whoever sent me this shirt, I don't remember. It's been a while, but thank you. I like the shirt.
And buy me a coffee,
Yeah.
which is a request, and there's a link in the description. See you next time.
Vote early and often.